Why does every man seem to have the same exact stories of their experiences with women? If they've been divorced, if they've been through family court, dating experiences, over and over again, I hear the same stories. And it isn't just from this channel. It isn't just the comments and emails, etc., from having this channel. It's from the men I talk to in real life. Not just my friends and family, but literally when I talk to somebody who finds out what I do, etc., they all of a sudden just tell me. Had a guy in here who was like spraying for the bugs, right? Thank God for him. Another job that men do that we're thankful for. But he did that and found out I kind of have a camera and like lights and stuff. Anyway, he found out what I did, and he just spilled about being falsely accused by an ex, etc. I mean, it's all of you. Anyway, today's topic relates to that because a man who goes by the name Oliver Anthony, that's his stage name, tribute to his grandfather, I think, has written a song named Scorned Woman. And it is resonating with men. And the reason why is because y'all have the same stories, the same experiences. There's a common denominator, and it's us. Welcome back to Far From Eden. So he wrote it a little bit ago for reasons that we will uncover. But it is just now kind of blowing up. You will easily find it on YouTube, the video on YouTube, because he went on Joe Rogan. And obviously, Joe Rogan has a huge platform. And it's, thank God, because more people need to hear about this song. We know that if you're not supported by labels and record labels and stuff, they don't promote it. But what's great is it's much like the manosphere. It's fueled by you guys. And that's a beautiful thing. It seems that men finally have somewhat of a voice, and it's coming through the interwebs. So there you go. So let's hear a little bit of that conversation, and then I'm going to share with you a little bit more of the backstory and get a couple of women's takes on the situation of the women's side of sort of the scorned woman. And I think you'll find that to be, well, not shocking, but interesting anyways. So let's see. You gotta love Rogan's enthusiasm when he finds something that he's passionate about.
Fucking superstar, right? He doesn't know what to do. He freaks out. He asks me for advice. I call him on the phone. We have a conversation for like a fucking hour where I go, don't sign anything with anybody. And he's like, they're telling me I have to strike while the iron's hot. I go, bullshit. They're trying to steal money from you. I go, you're independent. You're already there. You already made it. I know if you wrote that song. Yeah. I'm like, if you wrote that song, you could write a dozen of those fucking songs. You don't need anybody. He's like, they're offering me $7 million. I go, no. They're offering to steal money from you for the rest of your life. That's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I go, you don't need them. You have talent. So cut to, he starts making millions of dollars, doing arenas. The wife divorces him. She wants everything. She wants everything. Whoa. She wants more than half. She wants all the money that he's going to be making in the future because she was with him when he was broke. So it's fucking crazy. He's just tortured.
What a fucking idiot.
Wants to die. Wants to die. And he writes this song.
We can't hear the song because copyrights, but that was Joe Rogan talking on a podcast of his with another group of men, which I absolutely love, because this topic needs to be said more. It needs to be spoken about, because accountability, right? It's about, that's not okay. Taking your money, taking your kids, destroying your life, blowing up a family is not okay. Doesn't matter how you slice it. It's not okay. Okay. So this is when he had Oliver Anthony on his show. And if you guys are like, who is Oliver Anthony? What do you guys remember the song Rich Men North of Richmond, Virginia? He's got like a red beard. He's just kind of like nobody from out in the sticks. That's the guy. If you're still like, I don't know, just you'll see him in a second. And if you don't know, then he's got good music. Anyways, so.
Yeah.
Bro, that new song is fire.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
Woo! I played that song about 20 times in the green room. And the first time I played it, everybody just sat around and went, oh, shit.
It was so funny that, I didn't expect the song. I wasn't the one. I guess it was Adam that sent it. See, I don't even know how you got a hold of the song originally.
Yeah, Adam sent it to me originally.
Yeah. I'd sent it to him like, just kind of just to get his opinion of it or whatever. And he's like, I got it. He's like, do you mind if I share this around? And I was like, yeah, go ahead.
Bro, the first time I heard it was in the green room. And the green room has a killer sound system. So we put it on the Bluetooth and cranked it. And all of us, there was like 10 dudes in that room going, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Some of those lines like, oh, shit.
Because they're listening to the song. The group of men are listening to the song. And like he said, some of those lines, it's amazing. And I'm going to read some of the lines to you today. You're going to hear it. And I'm sure it'll resonate with you guys. And let me know in the comments if it does. By the way, now that I'm thinking of it, if you haven't already, please hit like on this video. It helps YouTube like send it out to others. And honestly, this is like a therapy song for you guys. I think it is. I think it's good for you to know that, you're not the only one. And believe it or not, some people find this channel and they're like, I didn't realize how many men have gone through the same thing. Yeah, unfortunately. That's why we need to, tell everybody so that the women know that we're on to them. And it's not okay. And people are looking down on you if you treat men this way. Public shame, so powerful with women. That's why they want to get rid of it. This article was published in Music Mayhem on June 13th of this year. So just like a week ago. Is written by Andrew Wendowski. Oliver Anthony reveals nasty divorce from wife in Scornful Woman and sings, she can have all the money. Oliver Anthony's marriage is reportedly no more. And it seems his divorce may be the one he's singing about in the new song, Scornful Woman. The track, shared earlier this month, is Anthony's first new music in 2025 and finds the Rich Men North of Richmond, that's the song I was telling you guys about, singer telling an emotional tale of heartbreak and a woman who wants to take the song's narrator for everything he's worth. Sound familiar? Does that sound familiar to you? You guys won't believe one of the women on TikTok's reaction to this song. Maybe you will. We'll see that after this. Joe Rogan reveals Oliver Anthony got divorced from his wife. Yeah. According to Joe Rogan, the split Anthony is singing about on the track may actually be his own, with the podcaster inadvertently revealing on a recent episode of Protect Our Parks, that's the one we saw first, that Anthony went through a divorce after he shot to fame in 2023. Speaking to his friends Shane Gillis, Ari Schaefer, and Mark Normand, Rogan explained that Anthony had come to him for advice after Richmond North of Richmond went viral and his career began taking off. Once again, those are Joe Rogan's friends, right? I get it that he has a podcast and all of that stuff, but his podcast started because he was just talking to friends, on his podcast, like MMA people, comedians, whatever. So the point is, like, I think half the time when he's doing his podcast, he doesn't even remember that's what he's doing, especially when he has his friends hanging out. And so that was very authentic to hear him talking to his friends about this song about a woman who may or may not represent many. And it quotes Rogan. Oliver Anthony has no money, right? He's poor. He's selling farm equipment. He puts this song on YouTube. He's a blanking superstar. He doesn't know what to do. He freaks out, Rogan recalled. He asked me for advice. I call him on the phone and we have a conversation for like an hour. I go, don't sign anything with anybody. He goes, they're offering me $7 million. I go, no, they are offering to steal money from you for the rest of your life. That's what they're doing. Rogan continued. I go, you don't need them. You have talent. I just wish there were more men who had men that they could go to lean on, to talk to, etc. Very brotherly. I wish that society, maybe women, I wish that they hadn't taken that from you. But that's the whole idea. Separate them. They're not going to be able to share notes and make plans to correct things. So, yeah, hopefully not very much longer. Scornful woman reveals Oliver Anthony's nasty divorce. At that point, he veered into Anthony's personal life, revealing that his wife divorced him after he found success, right? He released that Richmond North of Richmond song, and it blew up. And like he said, he was getting offered all types of money. His YouTube money must have been huge just by itself. He didn't want to, charge a lot for concert tickets. He's not the type person he is. He's a Christian. He's a salt of the earth type of guy. And he doesn't want eyes on him. He doesn't want all the attention. He likes to make music, right? So his wife, they get together when he's broke, when he's poor. Then writes this song, blows up, and now all of a sudden, some of you guys can imagine the conversations, fights they must have had. So she wanted to divorce him after he found success. Quote, he starts making millions of dollars playing arenas. The wife divorces him. She wants everything. She wants everything. She wants more than half. She wants all the money he's going. She wants more than half, and she wants all the money he's going to be making in the future. Because she was with him when he was broke. They want awards. They want rewards because I was with you when you were broke. Okay. So I stayed with you when you hit the wall. How about that? Where's the compensation for that? He has to keep, okay, so she gets to leave. This is the story with all of them, is she gets to leave and she gets to still have wifey benefits. Like, he still has to provide. What does she still have to do? She doesn't have to come over and like service him in some way. I'm sorry, that's gross. But the audacity of thinking that, I'm going to leave you. However, I'm taking your money with me, and I'm taking future money from you because I somehow am entitled to it because I was with you when you were broke. And they do it over and over and over again. This is why the divorce industry is an industry, and they rake in $1 billion a year from family court. The government does, because they're extorting the ones who pay the alimony and the child support. And I think we know out of men and women which one that is. Okay, so she was with him when he was broke, so she should get his future money. It's effing crazy, Rogan said, adding that Anthony is just tortured. He wants to not be here anymore. He's tortured. He just wants to not be here. Wants to not be here. And writes this song. A lot of you have been in that place. You've been in that place. And for this gentleman, he was in that dark, dark place, the darkest of places. And this song came out of it. It's nothing but honesty. The song in question is Scornful Woman, in which Anthony seems to indicate that the narrator wasn't the one to initiate the divorce, as he believed marriage means till death do us part. Unfortunately for him, his wife doesn't feel the same, prompting a contentious split that finds the woman asking for more than half the man's money. Of that money, Anthony sings that the woman can have it because the narrator would prefer to go back to having none, mournfully declaring, "She can have all the money. I'd go back to being broke as a joke if I could just get a break from the pain." The rock-tinged track also finds Anthony singing, "Believing ya's always gonna be right there. And now the middle of the day is like the middle of the night, and the court says 50-50, but the math don't seem right." With a scornful woman, seemingly further indicating that the woman in the song is after all the money she can get. Oliver Anthony's wife, of course, that is not his name. That's his, public, stage name type of thing. So his wife, Tiffany, was first mentioned by name in a New York Post article written in 2023. At the time, the couple shared 2 children and welcomed their youngest, who is reportedly named Amos, soon after in October of 2023. They have 3 children. 3 children. I just don't know how you have a soul and you break up a family with 3 children. And our producer / director / the boss of everything I do in life, and your friend Lola, has joined us, mostly because I bribed her with the pepperonis. Thank you for all your support. That helps, keep her in all her pepperonis. Anyway, we are not done exploring, well, not exploring, but analyzing this song, getting reactions to it. Stay tuned to when I show you the reaction of the one woman on TikTok who's like, how they're the experts of everything. Yeah, you love that about them, don't you? He goes on to talk about the writing of the song just a little bit more on the podcast that he was on Rogan.
Right. I mean, like, just to talk about the songwriting process with Scornful, we had just gotten done with the touring over the summer for the most part in 2024. And, well, obviously things are what they are, but there was just multiple different negative things happening at once. And I kind of got in a spot where I did my thing where I sort of spiraled and just was isolating myself. And so I spent a month and a half or 2 months in that house, pretty much. I didn't do Thanksgiving or Christmas last year. I just really didn't hardly talk to anybody or anything. And so I
didn't do Thanksgiving or Christmas that year. Could it be because it wasn't the same without his family, without his children. The first holidays after a divorce, when she has the custody, it's just excruciating for the man. Nobody talks about this. No one talks about this at all.
Was like at a, you know, I was in a position where it was like probably time to write a song like that. And there's a few things I do want to clarify too, talking about this. But so anyway, so me, Draven from Radio WV, and Joey are all sitting in the kitchen of this house where we recorded the song, and it's probably in the fall sometime. And Joey, it's 3 a.m, right? And we were all just like wired, and I can think about Joey talking about really wanting to write a song. And so him and Draven were asking me about my songwriting process and what I do. And so like, I just went and got the guitar, and I said, we were sitting there around the table, and I can remember it was me and Joey sitting here and Draven leaning up against the counter. And we were just talking about it. And I said, well, if you're going to write a song, I was like, the first thing you got to do is figure out what you're going to write about. And it's got to be something that you feel, not something that you can just articulate about. It's got to be something that's like in there that needs to come out, you know? And so we sat.
So what's he saying about this song? He was in there and he needed to come out. There are so many men out there who don't have that outlet, that music that can just come out of you. So it's stuck in there and it eats them up. Not that, you know, that this man isn't still tortured and suffering. I get it. But it made me think about the ones that don't have that, or just even the buddies to sit around. I am sure they talked about more than just what he's saying, especially when that was what needed to come out. And it's interesting to me. That's a group of men, and this is what, can we not knock over everything, little miss? Anyway, yeah, she, bless you. Goodness gracious. Anyway, the fact that he had those friends and it was right there raw. And so I'm sure that they could commiserate in one way or another. Just bear in mind, to my knowledge, Joe Rogan is still married with at least a couple kids. But he's resonating with this song somehow. How could that be? Weird, right? I think we know. It's like, if you know, you know, and you guys know.
Out there for like 10 seconds, and scornful woman was the word that was used, you know, and it was like, it was specific relationships, but also it was a collection of all like the experiences that we had all had, like, I think we'd all had horrible relationships too in the past. Of course we all have, you know, like every dude. Exactly.
We all have. Every dude
on earth has been through what that song talks about in one way or another.
Can we play it? Let's cue it up.
Yeah,
let's cue it up. Jamie, cue it up.
But within 2 or 3 minutes, the whole song was written. It was just like it just came out, you know. And that's and
AI is not going to do that.
There's something.
There's things that resonate in that song that AI is never going to be able to understand.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. That's the thing that's going to separate people from the machine. And live performance, this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, that was his heart. And he had those other men and they were commiserating. And just like he said, you've all had that. You've all had it in one way or another. You've had it. Even Rogan, who's married. Remember, some of you think, oh, well, there's so many people who are still happily married. Are there? I don't know. Let's see how popular this song gets. Let's see how popular it gets. But let's hear what this TikTok lady had to say about it. You know how they always say, oh, she filed for divorce, but it was probably because he probably did this or he did that or whatever. It's never, I mean, that's how they explain the whole, with a very generous percentage that women file for divorce 70% of the time. That's a generous percentage. They'll say, yeah, but why? because it's still your fault. I mean, of course it is. We don't do anything wrong. We're sugar and spice and all things nice. So how could it be us? It's not us. It's insane. So this is her opinion of the whole. You'll see. I'm getting angry.
Y'all are going to come at me with pitchforks and torches for this one. I already know. But the bottom line is I clocked Zach Bryan way before anybody else believed that there was something wrong with that gentleman. So I'll tell you right now, I will reserve judgment on Oliver Anthony until I hear the wife's side of the story. I want the wife's side of the story because Oliver Anthony can write all the songs in the world, but that's one side of the story. I want the wife's side of the story because Scornful Woman, I want to hear from the Scornful Woman because I have a feeling there's more to it than just a song and a little bit of money.
She has a feeling. So, I mean, case closed. She's a feeling. Now, she's repeated that now for 40 seconds. I want the wife's side of the story. I want the wife's side of the story. I want the wife's side of the story. And this is what gets us riled up because you're insinuating something. Now, the way y'all are going to hear it, men are going to hear it is, okay, get to the point. What happened? What is her side then? Tell me. The way we hear it is, yeah, okay. So he did something. Oh, yeah. And our imaginations go wild and we plug in whatever experiences we've had and we start going, yeah. And then we get an opinion. And there are no facts to be seen anywhere. But we have a feeling. Her face says it all here in this unfortunate freeze frame. Feelings. All the feelings.
I don't know. Y'all are going to crucify me, but there's just something a little bit about that guy. Listen.
What?
I like Richmond, north of Richmond, as much as anybody else. It is a blue-collar anthem. Probably always will be. But there's something off about this. I want the wife's story. I want the wife's story.
That's it. There's something off. Now you say to yourself, you guys probably say, well, why though? Why would she? It's not the sisterhood. I know. I keep telling you, there's no sisterhood. This is in defense of herself. She feels attacked by that song. She knows that a song like that makes certain women look bad. I mean, it's sort of like, lady, could this song be about you? Could someone think that this song was about you? Maybe. Seems like it. Why are you personally attacked by this song? She said literally nothing in that TikTok, except I have a feeling, and I don't know, there's just something off. Yeah, there must be, because otherwise the woman wouldn't do this, because women just don't do these things. Okay. All right, lady. Well, let's see what the next one has to say, shall we? Okay. So this lady's going to say some facts that she's going to say some things that I don't know if they're true, but please remember, this man was quite broke before Richmond, north of Richmond song came out. And as I said, he's a simple guy, salt of the earth, all of this, right? So bear that in mind. Not that I need to tell you guys, but in case there is any women watching, bear that in mind as you hear this lovely lady's opinion on the whole thing.
So even Oliver Anthony himself has come out and said, for the last couple of years, I've been a really bad person. I've been addicted to alcohol and drowning my feelings in it. And we've been living in a camper on some acres with 3 kids, and my wife has one on the way. And she wants a divorce, and she wants some of your money. Wow, what? You get millions of dollars and you still live in a fucking camper?
Why didn't she want the divorce when they lived in the camper? Also, if you guys go and watch the video of the song, which I hope you do because it's just such a great song. Anyway, where they're recording it is, or where they're doing the video and playing the song, and I think where they recorded it, it's in the house. It's in his house. I don't know about this living in a camper, but I will also say, and I know I'm not what most women, it's not what most women would say. However, living in a camper is not the worst thing. That's not some type of abuse. It's not. It's not some kind of an abuse to have kids living in a small space. It's just not. We have this idea nowadays, mostly from the women, that you have to have every child needs their own bedroom, and we need all these different spaces. We need a bonus room, and the kids need to have all the latest stuff. How has that worked out? Have the children been raised better? Are people doing better because they've had more stuff and bigger houses? No, they're not. Anyways, so this whole, they lived in a camper, effing camper. It's, well, yeah, but she didn't divorce him then, but now she's going to. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm glitching.
But she's the scornful woman?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I guess other artists have tried to warn people about him as well. I mean, it seems like he's not a good person, but of course, leave it
What
up
are
to
you
a man
talking
to
about?
write a song about a woman who is completely done with supporting somebody who is an alcoholic and a piece of shit, and now wants to get her bag and
Okay. When she says supporting somebody, she just means gracing him with her presence. Like being there. That's what they think supporting them is. That's why one of the reasons they think they can be the table, because I'm here, I'm therefore supporting you. And yeah, that's what marriage is, by the way. Let me just take that little opportunity to tell you that's what marriage is. People go through rough patches. People are bad people for a couple years or whatever. Like, and now obviously I'm not talking about certain things that you would never be okay with, but y'all know what I mean. Like this stuff that everybody thinks is abuse or is unacceptable. You don't leave. You don't leave. You stay. But also, I think this woman is putting her own experiences into it. They have this anger in themselves and they want to turn it and put it on Oliver Anthony. They want to put it on him. It's not the sisterhood. It's their individual case that they're making. Remember, they're all their own PR managers. That's why they love TikTok so much. It's like, let me put out a statement. Ugh.
get out and protect her kids and actually take care of her kids in a house instead of in a camper. Imagine that. It's a tale as old as time. Leave it up to him to make a song about it.
Yeah. It's a tale as old as time, all right. Have you ever heard hell hath no fury like a woman scorned? That's pretty old. That's a pretty old tale. Tale as old as time. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sure. Okay, sure. All right. You guys, we're not quite done yet. We're not quite done yet. I needed a breather. Here's the thing. A lot of these scornful women are going to end up like this young lady in one way or another. Think about it, that Oliver Anthony guy, his beard makes him look a little older, but he's not old. He's not very old, which means his wife, his ex-wife, probably isn't very old either. Like this young lady. And they think that when they, destroy the family, that it's going to be like it was for them before they were married. In their mind's eye, this kind of like freedom and happiness and sunshine and flowers and roses. But some are finding out it's not quite the case. And they don't all say it. They don't all say it on TikTok, and they don't all say it. But they're finding it out. So take it away, lady.
I'm gonna sound so fucking stupid right now, and I know I am. Like, I know. And I know that it's not something to cry about, and it's dumb, and I feel dumb. But my girls are with their dad right now, and I'm like, okay, I want to make plans. Like, I'm kid-free, like, for the first time, basically, without having to worry about picking them up, dropping them off, anything. Like, I literally could go do whatever I want, and I'm just sitting here in a parking lot. I'm sitting in a Wendy's parking lot because I don't know anything about myself to know what I want to go do. I have like 2 friends, so
Did you catch that? Don't know anything about myself, so I don't know what I'm going to go to do. Maybe you don't destroy your family if you don't really know who you are or anything. If you're this confused, maybe you don't act on that. No, it's just like my advice.
I have nobody I could text to see if they would want to hang out. Like, I literally went through my whole like contacts list and my Snapchat, like everything, to see if there was somebody I could even text to be like, hey, do you want to hang out? I have nobody. There's no one I can text. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna go home and sit.
You're a mother. You had a husband. This is not playdate time for yourself. You're supposed to just go home and sit? No, you're supposed to be a mother. You're supposed to be a wife. I think the reason that she can be having such a breakdown like this is because it's completely out of order. It's completely out of the way things are supposed to be. Yeah, this is not back in your college days or whatever. I don't even think college days should be college days, but like, come on, lady. And in her little, in the subject heading for this video, it's like, adulting is hard and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, responsibilities and duties and stuff like that. That's so hard. Why can't it just be fun? Don't spoil your daughters.
And I used to be so fun.
I bet.
Like, I used to have to sit there and cancel on people or like try to fit multiple people into one day every day. I used to be so fun. I don't know. It's dumb. I know it's dumb.
I don't know if dumb is the word. There's a lot of words we could use. A lot of words. I'm not going to. You guys can put them in the comments. What words you think we should use? Now, don't put really bad ones, because then, YouTube will be like, oh, we can't share this. YouTube clutches its pearls with some things that just don't make sense. Anyway, you guys, this is where we are. I am so grateful to Oliver Anthony for putting this song out. I'm grateful for Joe Rogan shouting it from the rooftops on not just the podcast with Oliver Anthony, but the one with the guys sitting around. And the reaction of the women, I'm sure it'll be more and more as the song grows in popularity and they get wind of it. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You know what that means? It means they're hearing it. Now, some are going to, but what happens when the younger women hear it? What happens when that happens? They're going to go, yeah, that's not right. Don't do that. Don't take all his money. What are you doing? That's his future money. What are you talking about? Know why? Is it that these younger women will have all these principles? I wish that was the case. I wish it was. But what it is that I don't want to be looked at like I'm a scornful woman. I don't want to look that way. We are very big on, I don't want to look bad. I don't want the group to think that I'm, ugh, you know? And literally watching that, it's what is bringing in the sort of trad wife movement. Although a lot of that's fakery and stuff. The reason that's happening is because they're catching word that you guys aren't into this whole 304, boss babe type of situation. So they're like trying to figure out what it is you're looking for and be that. So stand your ground. Keep your standards. And do not, first of all, walk away from this whole dating marriage stuff. And do not walk back unless and until conditions have improved. MGTOW is survival. It might sound like, how am I ever going to find happiness like that? Oh, trust me. It'll be much better than if you feel like you have to write scornful woman. Don't put yourself in that spot where you're like, oh my gosh, I totally 100% get it. And I feel like I need to write something like that right now. Don't do it. To the younger guys, I know there are younger guys in our chat. There are 2 guys. Proving the Faith is one of them. And AA Strumming, which we didn't see you in the chat last night, so we're worried. But you 2 have talked about like dating and stuff like that. And we're all like, don't do it. Don't do it. Be careful. And so this video is dedicated to you guys. This is a warning. Do not do it, because you do not want to be in the position where you need to write a song like Scornful Woman. Don't. Anyway, on that note, I'll remind you guys to feed your souls, protect your peace. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.